Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. Guys, I've got a good one for you today. My opponent went a little too hard on defense, and so did I, so kind of resorted to some pretty weird counters. It's going to be a good one. First, though, I do want to, before I even shout out my patrons, guys, hold on. Okay, so I put out a video yesterday about me being the new meta, just as, kind of a joke, like, just a video to talk about the different things I've been accomplishing, things I've been doing on my channel, how I've been growing, just kind of like a snapshot in time, if you will. You guys can check it out if you want. And there was one part of it that I kind of regretted, and it was actually talking about Arnold had shouted me out in one of his videos, and I kind of took it as, he said things about my spreadsheet, my counter spreadsheet that he said that it was limited, it didn't have all the counters, and, I got a lot of messages from people after he put that out, like, asking, like, why does Arnold hate your spreadsheet? And, I got a lot of messages like that, and to be fair, I did get a few messages saying, like, dude, that's really cool, you got a shout out from the biggest guy in the game, and anyways, I'm going to link it. I'm going to link his video in the video description if you want to see it. The segment where he shouts me out is almost at the very end. I'll try to timestamp it. If I forget, though, just fast forward for a while. Anyways, I don't know if I took it super personally. I think that it was the messages from other people that kind of got to me a little bit. And, so what I showed in my video was him just saying, like, it's very limited. It doesn't show everything. It's not that great. Or he didn't even say it's not that great, but it kind of feels implied. And frankly, I don't want to say I was disingenuous. I don't think I was disingenuous about it. But I didn't tell the full story. So, he posted on, you guys can read above. I'm showing you guys. He posted on it just saying he further complimented me. It was nice. And Arnold, you haven't accepted my friend request, so I can't tell you in DM. But just know, like, I do greatly admire you. You should realize that your production quality and your level of competition, while also being super entertaining, is extremely impressive to me. And I want it on the record. I mean, I've said it a few times on a few different platforms, but in case you haven't heard those, I really do think that you're the guy I want to. I don't know if I want to be you exactly, but I have my own thing. But like, you're the guy I look to a lot just to see what you're doing, to kind of emulate. So please don't take offense at what I said or what I did. Hopefully this is soon enough. I'm posting it the next day. And anyways, guys, I just don't want to start drama. I'm not a dramatic guy. I'm not trying to make it like a big guy versus little guy. Nothing like that. So let's move on to actual GAC. No more butt kissing, so to speak. Not that I'm, in fact, let's actually do butt kiss a little bit more, though. So thank you guys so much. My patrons, you guys are amazing. Man, I don't know what I'd do without you guys. I truly don't. What I need to do, though, I need to get a printout of my subscribers on Twitch as well. You guys are also amazing. Thank you guys so much for that. All the support, guys. All the support. You guys, I truly can't believe where I'm at right now in the game and the content creation. It's been quite the privilege. So thank you all so much for what you do, for all the support, both Patreon and on Twitch. And I'll work on that for Twitch. You guys need acknowledgement too. So anyways, let's actually move on to GAC, guys. It's been like 4.5 minutes. Dear Lord. As long as I can get to this thing. Here we go. Okay, guys, so here we are. I'm going to pause it for just a sec. My opponent actually, against what they normally do, I was very surprised. I don't know why I keep being surprised, but my opponent actually attacked before I went, which he almost never does. I've been complaining a little bit about people waiting to watch me fight, and then, you know, being able to... I don't use the word stream snipe so much anymore, but, I mean, it's there. Like, people watch my stream to see what I have and what I used and what might be on defense. That happens, totally. And it can be frustrating, and so I've been talking about that a lot. And so this guy actually, like, right before I attacked, he attacked. So it was very nice to see. I'll show you guys my defenses in the end here in a little bit, but he totally did attack. So you can see he failed one on Jedi Knight Luke, which is nice. I got a little buffer, and that actually plays into what I'm about to show you guys what I did on defense. So that's why we're pausing it. Let's actually move along though. Okay, so here's the squads that he placed, and this is, you have to realize, he placed actually a pretty robust defense compared to what he normally does. Very different from in my scouting. It's very different. So he placed, look at his Anakin squad, his General Skywalker squad. Relic 8 on General Skywalker with all offense mods. Very scary, very fast Rex. Not my favorite thing. And then these teams aren't super tough, but then when you go to the top, you see, like, he almost never places his general, or his Jedi Knight Revan, or his Commander Luke, or the Fin Poe team even. Like, he usually places much lighter defense. So maybe he places Fin Poe, I don't remember. I can't remember everything. So the very first thing though I did, I wanted to try this Nute team out with Beskar, and you know, I was feeling good because he had failed an attack. I had kind of trapped. I placed 2 Galactic Legends on defense, which is the first time I've done that in this in this season. So I was feeling good. Let me take a drink, guys. You guys can watch me kind of blunder through this. I was feeling good. He had failed an attack. I was feeling like he's probably not going to clear me because I trapped him a little bit in the back. I have 2 Galactic Legends. He stopped attacking after he had attacked the first zone, which is fine. So I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to use Beskar against this particular build and see what I could do. And I think this counter actually has legs. I think you can totally make it work. However, I'm going to tell you now because I actually, this ended up being a fail, and I guess I hate to give spoilers here, but we need to actually be looking for failure points while we're doing this. So, you know, I'm paying extortion, and I don't think that's a bad move. You know, I stunned Jango early on with Queel. That was cool. I think my biggest failure point, guys, is with Beskar right now. So we got the Whistling Birds. We're at 6 right now. Cool. That's awesome. Good to go. We can shoot Jango. We're good. If we can kill Jango with this, he can't revive. We have 9 Whistling Birds. And here's the thing, guys. So watch. I paused it for a sec. If I can kill Jango, he's only Relic 3. Doesn't have a super high health or whatever. Like, I feel like I could have maybe killed him here. So that's not necessarily a bad move. However, I've been splitting my attention on all of these guys. I should have just been hitting B1. There's no tank. I should have just been hitting B1, and I did that a little bit. Here's the thing. I think I should have just used Whistling Birds. I tried to get it. Okay, so see how close Jango is close to dead. He's super duper close. I should have targeted B1 there, though, I think. 9 Whistling Birds, I think that translates into 9 stacks. Like, I think that might have just almost, at least, just killed B1 outright. As it was, I did kill Jango for the first time here. And then I just didn't have enough health. Queel is dead, and that's half the team, kind of. Well, if you want to use, like, really bad math, it's half the team. It's 1/3 of the team. And after that, like, I'm like, oh, shoot, I should actually just target B1. Probably should have, honestly, just targeted Jango at this point. Tried to kill him, but, man, I just blundered. Like, there's no other explanation. Like, I just played it very poorly. So, shame on me. And now, wow, did I not put transitions in? I really hope I did, but I'm not going to go back and do that now. That takes forever. Decided was gonna leave that team alone for a minute. I felt a little bit on tilt. I was like, okay, let's do a team that I can actually beat. So I only have 2 Galactic Legends, but this General Skywalker team had surprised me so much, and he's Relic 8, like he's very scary. The only thing I could really do, I saved my Commander Luke team. I was like, you know what I can do? I can use Commander Luke against this. Like I could use the full Commander Luke, like Luke, Han, Chewie. I've done that before, but it can get dicey. My Chewie isn't really modded to kill Skywalker anymore. And frankly, this guy has only ever placed 1 Galactic Legend on defense ever. You know, there's a lot of different factors to this. There's also the fact that he got a 55 and a 55 on my front zone, and then a 34, 32. Gosh, I can't do math, but one way or another, I suspected that my opponent had already used all of his Galactic Legends at this point, and that there might be a Rey in the back, but that was it. So I felt like I could actually just use Sith Eternal here to solo them, and the thing that's really great about this particular solo is you just sit General Skywalker down, because he has to sit down when he's out of protection, and Palpatine, or Sith Eternal Emperor, can just get rid of all of his protection. Therefore, he just kneels until you kill everyone else, and then you're good. So, got the 55 there. Decided, guys, so I've always kept this team on offense, or on defense, this whole season, and all of last season. I decided, though, I was going to keep it on offense, because my opponent has been doing this cool thing where he uses half of a Darth Revan team to kill this team, and then he uses Malak to solo another team, and I was like, I don't want to give him a 52 and let Malak go and have his way with one of my other teams. Like, that's too efficient. I don't want to play that game. So, kept him for offense, just out of curiosity. And I kind of stuck to my guns this time, at least. Just targeting B1 first. And you can see how many turns I get. Like, Chewpio is taking a bunch of turns. He's assisting, doing all this stuff. So, I did take a quick deviation and stun Jango real quick, because he had the conditions for that. I think he had speed down. I think that's the condition when you use a basic with Commander Luke. So anyways, I'm kind of playing with fire here. I'm like, I'll just leave B1 alive a little bit, but I was waiting for this AoE from Chewpio just so I could finish him off, do something gross to Nute, which I did, and now we can actually hurt Jango. He sat through his stun, and so I got the kill there. And it's like, okay, we just need to pay extortion. That seems important. So Luke healed himself a little bit. Nute's already dead once, and I could have actually, this is a blunder, I could have healed 3PO, I think, gotten up to 33 banners, but I really wanted to do the AoE, so, for some reason, so I did. Sometimes you gotta do what you want, even if it's a really bad choice. Now, this one is a little bit scary, guys. Traya versus Hux. The Red Trooper can do so much damage, especially on his basic with Hux. Like, you don't see this combo too often, because usually Hux is just with Supreme Leader Kylo. So you see it in the context of Kylo, but Supreme Leader Kylo kind of steals the show. So you don't really get to see this team in action on its own. And it can do a lot of damage. Like, you can see, like, Traya was shot by Red Trooper pretty quickly, and with the extra damage from basics from Red Trooper, or from Hux's lead, like, Traya was actually down. All of her protection was gone immediately. So, I isolated Red Trooper, even though he kind of hurts himself by all of his assists. I didn't want him to kill me while he was hurting himself. I still wanted to get good banners, because we do have one fight to give. Like, even if my opponent clears me perfectly, right now he already failed once. I failed once. Like, it's going to be a banners game at this point. So, just gotta pinch banners as much as I can. And I think isolating Red Trooper was the best move. 52 is just fine. So, yeah, got through that front zone, and the question is, how many Galactic Legends did they place in the back? And the answer was only one, but it's the Rey Han Chew, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I have my Rey team that can go. And then I realized Hoda was on defense with Jedi Master Luke, and I just totally blundered again. So, guys, this was a pretty harrowing fight for me, actually. Because, as you'll see, like, Holdo is just no Hoda. Like, and you're going to say no duh, which rhymes with Hoda. But, this combo, I think people can do it okay. I don't have Holdo modded the way she probably should be. She's just not as much of a priority. And so you can see she's taunting, which is kind of nice. Takes the aggro off of Basti. I was like, okay, I could take a whirlwind on Basti right now, but I put Lifeblood on her anyways, just because Holdo might get killed by whirlwind, and it availed me not. Here's the other piece, guys. I rely on Hoda on this team to give Basti more potency, because right now she's at 50-some% potency. Their Rey is at 150-some% potency or tenacity, so I have no chance to land ability block at all with Basti. That's just not an option, and that is hugely frustrating and important to this match. You really need to be able to ability block Rey here. So Holdo's gone. I can't apply ability block to their Rey, so she's just going to be doing whirlwinds and doing lifeblood all over the place. We can't stop her from doing that. Their Chewie is thick AF, and we just, man, this is already harrowing. We only have 2 guys left. Look at how close to death Rey is right now. Well, you can't, maybe you guys can see it a little better if it's zoomed in, but like, you can barely see the purple on her protection, the protection up. So, like, she's kind of close to death here. I did manage to get into the ultimate just in time here. So we take the hit. They're going to take the hit. Killed Chewie finally. And now the question is, can we manage to outflank her using our own Rey, using our ultimate? That's the only thing we can really do. Because, like I said, I don't have the potency on Basti to be able to apply ability block. So, let's just watch these guys have a slappy fight now. Who can last longer? Who can do it? I mean, they're just going to do basics. Their Rey, we just have to wait. We have to time. Like, if we miss our timing, we could be in a world of hurt here. Like, should we lifeblood? Should we just do basics? What should we do exactly? And, if this Rey does the ultimate, if their Rey does an ultimate, and we mistime our ultimate, then we just die. Like, we're basically just dead. So you look at her turn meter, half of it was full. So I was like, okay, we'll just do it. We'll do the turn meter. Saved a whirlwind here. I thought we were going to kill her. Didn't quite, but we kind of have an advantage. Like, not a ton. She can't whirlwind me, though. So the question is, are we going to get back to ultimates? We're running out of time already. I mean, it looks like we have an advantage. It's just, I'm completely out of protection at this point. Can I just kill her? I could. Thank God. 46. Super tense, because I didn't have anything that could kill her. If that didn't work, I had almost nothing that could kill her. So, anyways, we got the kill. Now we're moving up to the Commander Luke team with Chewpio and 3PO. I've been using this counter, and you can see Chewpio immediately does not have days. Like, this counter works like a charm. It is wonderful when you apply days to Chewpio on your first mind trick. But if he doesn't have days, that means he's going to be assisting everyone. He's going to get a ton of turns, and we've got to make something happen here. So last time I barely beat this comp because I didn't get days on him. I was freaking out. I was trying to figure out what to do. Decided to dispel on BB-8 so we could gain turn meter and everything. Against my co-streamer's advice, I did try to stun CLS. My R2 does have quite a bit of potency, so even though Luke was in the wrong stance, so to speak, from getting trying to get his potency, or trying to get an effect on him, like trying to stun him because he has extra tenacity from his Zeta. I decided to stun him. It worked out. I think I was like a 60% chance to do that. Still not sure if that was the right move, frankly, like if we're just being totally honest. I'm in stealth, so I'm like, should I set them on fire? Should I try to stun? What should I do here? Decided to set them on fire, and of course, man, they're so debuffed. I was like, should I call R2 to assist? That way we can stun and dispel all these things. And here's an interesting interaction, guys. So R2 can't assist while he has those 2 stacks of confusion, and so BB-8 called him to assist there, but he didn't do anything. So I don't know if that was the right move on my end or not. I was like, shoot, should I just use my basic here, finish off Chewpio because he has expose? Should I use BB-8's or whatever it is, secret intel, or what? Like, we just want to kill Chewpio. If we can kill him, then we can finish this team off with something small. Anyways, we did manage. After looking at Ray's turn meter, I had decided I think I gained enough turn meter to actually go before Chewpio or CLS. So killed Chewpio, and now we have to, it's like, okay, so R2 can't actually gain a buff. He can't go stealth right now with this. So like, who do I apply this to? What do I do? Can I just stun Luke? If I could stun Luke, that would work perfectly because because he'd be stunned. But he was also in the right stance to be able to stun him at a pretty high rate. So yeah, once we got the stun, I was like, okay, I think we can actually make this happen. But man, this got really dicey. You have to make plus EV decisions, plus expected value decisions, and this one, it like, it's not formulaic. You have to just take every move at a time. Like, this is like a veteran counter. There's no cookie cutter way of doing it. So, anyways, we've got. Now you can see we're at a faster tempo because this match goes for a while. I didn't have anything that could kill Jedi Revan. Not anything left anyways that was going to be super smooth or easy, because everything else was on defense. You guys will see I placed a probably too aggressive defense. So anyways, I could either take my slow Padme team, or I could take my own Jedi Revan. After looking at all their stats, their Jolee is so thick. He's like over 100k health on his own, and even though he wasn't modded the way I kind of think is the ideal way to mod Jolee, which is like with a lot of tenacity, because then he gets a ton of crit avoid, I decided I couldn't really do that much. Like, I probably wouldn't be able to do that much to him. So the thing is, okay, so I think at this point I had already triggered Savior. You got to do that, and you got to pray that your Anakin doesn't get marked. He kept getting marked, though. My Anakin is fairly thick. Now note, I'm going to pause real quick. You can see General Kenobi has 14 stacks here, and the goal here is to keep his stacks going. You want to keep his stacks building. If you can get up to like 15, you can do some real damage to someone, especially if they're health-based, like Jolee. Because every 5 stacks you do, like 20% I think maybe, no, it's 40% of your target's max health. So it's like, with Jolee, he has so much health, it's like, maybe I'd be able to just take him out, in one shot, if I could get up to 16, or up to 15 with Kenobi. So it's like, we triggered Savior, we have to kill Jolee here, because if we don't, we just kill Revan or Grandmaster Yoda. Maybe we just time out on purpose, just because he just because it would be easier, because Jolee will just otherwise revive. But in the end, I had those 18 stacks that that translates into 120% of Jolee's max health, and because he has so much health, it actually just dwarfed his protection and managed to one-shot him with Kenobi. So that felt pretty fancy. Foresight actually really came in handy there, though. Just to note, because Kenobi did swing quite a bit, I kept throwing him into people who had foresight so that he would miss, so that I could actually gain enough courage to be able to one-shot someone. So that did work out. You can see I'm about to time out, though. I'm at 16 seconds. Killed Revan here. And then I killed Revan and Grandmaster Yoda. 10 seconds left. No problem. 50 banners. Looks easy, right? Jeez. Don't make things easy. So now I'm going for the social contract fight. The one where everyone, it's like a social contract. That's what we were joking about during the stream. It's like everyone has been placing Fin Poe on defense, and everyone has then been using like Wedge Han Chewie or Kira Han Chewie, whatever, to kill this team for high banners. But if you don't have a Han and Chewie combo, this team can be really, really tough to kill. So everyone just does the same thing. It's like everyone's like, oh, hey, we'll all just save the same characters, do the exact same thing. It's a social contract. We're all just agreeing to do the same thing. So 54. My opponent didn't actually have this team available on offense, though. If you remember, they had Han and Chewie with Rey. So you guys will see the effects of that in a little bit. Now, this is a combo that my buddy Mudbum suggested. I've loved this for a long time. I kind of forgot it existed. So you got Stormtrooper Han as lead, so he's giving all these buffs to people, offense and defense. I forget in what proportion. But with Watt here, because I didn't remember, Watt usually goes with Sith Eternal lately for me. But I didn't need him because Watt was able, or Sith Eternal could just solo a team without Watt's help. I had Watt available. I put the tank tech onto Han, and he's Relic 7 with the Zeta. Like, he is super tough to kill, especially for a team that just does tiny amounts of damage every hit. So then we put the weapons tech on Wampa. They also don't have an AoE note. So there's no way for them to dispel Han. He's just going to be taunting and healing himself forever. Wampa gets double damage against rebels, and because he has weapons tech, they can't revive. So it's just a matter of time. This is a super fun comp that I had kind of forgotten, but like I said, my buddy Mudbum, who was on this stream with us, was like, oh, do you happen? I saw you had Stormtrooper Han. Is he like, does he have a Zeta? I was like, yes. He's like, yeah, why don't you use that? So huge props to Mudbum for suggesting it. And yeah, it's a fun team to kill Mothra with if you have this combo. I mean, Wampa and Han are usually available. It's just Watt. Like, how often do you get Watt available? Maybe the armor can start filling in for some of Watt's shenanigans, and then we can have Watt available for these kind of teams. So killed this. Here's another team. I don't know if I've used Geos on offense this season. Like, they've been I've used them on defense a little bit. I don't know. Even though they're all relicked, they're all actually, I put decent mods on them. They're in a weird place for me. I also, I won't say it's like motion sickness exactly, but I'd always feel just a tiny bit, I don't know what the right word is, like sick when I use them just because of all the motion. I don't know, it's weird. I don't get motion sickness usually, but they make me uncomfortable to use. But I was like, I don't really have a team that can deal with this that well, except for Geos. Like, I think Geos, if I can get the right hits in, if I can time it right, then I think I can just take this team out for pretty decent banners. And you'll note that I wanted to kill OG Kylo, because OG Kylo, if he's just kind of hurt, can really, really be a pain. Like, he can just one-shot characters. His AoE can just tear your Geos apart if you're not careful. As opposed to with KRU here, you can see I don't have full health and protection right now, but we're not going to kill him with basics. So if we just wait for a while, and he's not going to do any damage with his own attacks. If we wait for a while, we can just heal up our health and protection, and then we can eventually, with Spy, just one-shot him, hopefully. He has a pretty thick one. I think he's over 100k max health as well. So you can see I could have done the big hit there with Spy, decided not to. And like, we can't kill him with basics. We're waiting for that heal. We got the heal, and now let's just see, 154k, done, son. And we can move on. So now we've got this Shaak T with clones squad, and this Dooku squad with Droideka. Decided to go with Vader against this squad. I had to look, their Dooku's kind of fast. He's like at 309. I mean, he's not super fast. He could definitely be faster, but their Droideka actually also went before my Vader, which was unexpected. I forgot to count that he gets extra speed when he's not in his whatever it is form, his damage immune form. So we can't get damage over time on Droideka. My initial plan had been to just throw at Droideka and kill him, and then we could deal with Dooku in a little bit. Like I could maybe just like fracture Dooku or something, which actually in hindsight is kind of short-sighted. So was trying to figure out what exactly to do. I did take Piet here to give me all these extra damage stacks. So you can see that I was trying to rewind there, or I was trying to pause there. I couldn't do it. I decided to just do a normal hit on Droideka to get an extra stack from Piet, and then I did the Force Crush on Magna Guard so that he didn't hit me back, because it's not counterable. And then I did the Saber Toss on Dooku. Worked out fine. And now it's like, okay, I don't want to actually hit Magna Guard because I don't want that taunt. So I finally got Fracture with Thrawn. We killed Droideka with no problem because he's fractured, can't do anything. And now just heal Vader and Thrawn a little bit. Of course, Magna Guard hits us back, no fun. Did get daze on him. And the question is, can we avoid him actually doing a ton of damage to me before, I don't want him to steal banners, is essentially what I was concerned about. And it turns out he hits wet noodle-esque enough that I could avoid dropping banners, but kind of inexpertly handled. I probably could have tightened my shot group a little bit sloppy. It had been a long stream. It had been probably 3.5 hours at this point. Not of mine, it's Gambit Fight Night, so we already had 2 guests fighting. We had all geared Gar Saxon up to gear 13. It was a whole event, whole thing. That's the kind of stuff you're missing out on if you're not watching on Twitch, but not going to show it here because I had to apologize to Arnold and everything, so gotta manage our time a little bit. And this is our last team here. We have the Shaak Clones. They're all pretty well modded, and it's just scary, man. Look how close Yoda is to dying. I mean, we still have Savior that we could pop and everything, but it's a little nerve-wracking. You see Yoda dying so quick. And if he dies, then you get into this weird cycle of neither of Revan or Jolie can really do enough damage to the clones to kill them. So you need Yoda, so you have to have Jolie revive Yoda. And then Yoda's not super strong, so can the clones just kill him again? You get in this endless loop of just trying to kill each other before Yoda dies, and really didn't feel like getting into that, as you may understand. So anyways, got a 51. Happy enough with that. And now we've got ships. So he didn't place either of his GET2 fleets initially, I thought, but then I realized that I was mistaken. So he has Malevolence here. We need to be careful. I didn't want to do a Malevolence mirror match, so we're up against, I think this is the Executrix. I always forget. I know maybe it's Thrawn, actually, the Chimera. So just trying to figure out if I can, and it's a risk. Every time you do an AoE, if TIE Fighter pilot dodges, then he gives turn meter, and it can turn into a huge mess. So you want to be keeping an eye out on the enemy capital ship and his turn meter. Once again, I risked an AoE there just to try to get buzz droids on everyone, and it worked out. Now, you can see how even in the stream pointed out the Chimera's turn meter. I was like, if I can just kill TIE Fighter Pilot, that'll be great. And even if he dodges once or twice, Kabira's going to go soon anyways. So, killed him, brought in Spy just to finish the job before it turned into a mess, before they could get reinforcements. 64 is a perfect result. I mean, I'd have taken anything over... anything over 60 would be great. So now we've got Malevolence here. They're all maxed out. Everything. All we have really is Raddus. Like I mean, I have other teams that maybe could do this, but Raddus can do some cool stuff. So here the thing to note here in this fight is that whenever I have foresight on the Resistance pilot or on Poe, you want to use a special, regardless if it makes sense or not, because that's going to decrease the Raddus's cooldowns to be able to eventually kill the Malevolence. And that's what we want, ultimately, is to kill their ship. That way, even if we have to two-shot our way to victory, we've got to win. So, or at least we've got a clear. Because, honestly, like, Malevolence is a really scary ship. Like, you really got to be cautious trying to fight it, because I mean, you have a finite number of ships anyways, so that's scary. But then it's also one of those like, you can kill all the ships, but then they still have all the ships, because they keep spawning new ones. So, killed Sunfeck there, which is kind of the least of our concerns. Wanted to dispel Houndstooth, but couldn't because I had Breach, but I did it anyways, because I had Foresight on Resistance Pilot, and I needed to increase those cooldowns. So we're one fight away, or we're one ability away, one turn away. Gosh, I can't talk, but we're one turn away from getting the kill shot on Malevolence. So all we have to do is survive, and man, it just gets nerve-wracking though, facing that, and then Houndstooth dies, Poe dies, and it's like they have a full fleet still, but it's like, should I bring a reinforcement in? I don't think so. I think we just kill Malevolence, and now, even if we lose this little confrontation here, they don't have any reinforcements, they don't have a capital ship, we can finish them off pretty easy. So, I wanted to kill Houndstooth here early, because he has that defense down debuff, and I was like, man, if we could just finish him off, then it'll be easy. But easier said than done. Really tough guy to kill at all. So I think I made a mistake there. I probably should have just taken a shot. I don't know. Doing the spinny thing with Falcon usually makes sense, but you can see I'm not doing any damage to Houndstooth. He's just tough to kill, even without a ship to buff him or anything. And I think eventually I realized, I'm like, you know what, maybe I can't kill this Houndstooth right now. Maybe we just try to kill Hyena, because all these buzz droids are going to destroy us eventually. And, you know, we'll just spend the rest of our days trying to kill Houndstooth. I did get a dispel there with Resistance Pilot. Didn't work. Cad Bane is only gear 12, couldn't finish him off, but then finally managed to do it. 54 banners, thank God. Thank God we actually got a kill there, and yeah, so ended up with 26-28 as the total, which seems pretty vulnerable. I was pretty confident though that my defenses, like, I didn't think that they had any Galactic Legends left. I didn't think and with General Skywalker down, and I mean, they had a lot of teams on defense, like Jedi Knight Revan was on defense. I guess General Skywalker I already said. Han and Chewie were on defense, and Commander Luke. Like, a lot of their teams were missing that could potentially kill my Kylo or Jedi Master Luke. So here, guys, let's go and see. Let me show you guys what the result was. Alright, so it'll actually go to my next round opponent first, and then we'll go back. So, without further ado, I'm going to play a guy named Pat Phoenix tomorrow, guys. It's pretty weird. Kind of a fun name, though. I did end up getting a win, and you can see that my prediction was actually right. So, let's see. Once again, You can see he took 2 to kill my Jedi Luke. My assumption is that he tried like a Vader comp to kill it and wasn't fast enough, and then decided instead to just use Jedi Master Luke and gamble. So I think he used Sith Eternal on this team for 55, Supreme Leader Kylo on this team for 55, and then on this team I think he used, like I said, I think he had to use 2 different teams. So my guess is that it was Vader and then Jedi Master Luke. So in the back you see they took 2 extra fights to get through the Fin Poe team, and couldn't get through my Galactic Legends, which is fancy. You could see Hoda there. Up top I didn't get any defense, but that's fine. And then ships, of course, I also got 1 shot. In fact, my Rebels are totally a liability. I keep saying that and then I don't change things. But one way or another, I got the win, a pretty conclusive win, and now I'm 11. And oh, guys, we're cruising. Hopefully I can get the win. Well, it's gonna be tomorrow. We'll see. My opponent has some really interesting strategies. I don't know. It'll be good. Last match of 3v3, and we'll just keep trucking. So guys, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.